Assalamu alaikum. Good morning, dear students. Welcome to your online class of social studies. My dear students, today we are going to do unit number 7, and the name of unit 7 is Dada's Life. So please take out your skills book, open page number 27. Before starting the lesson, I am going to tell you that this is your guided assessment. So please get ready with your pencil and a scale as well. Your pencil should be sharp, okay? And you have to do neat and tidy work. So my dear students, please listen very carefully. Whatever I'm telling to you, it will be helpful for you to do your work properly. Before starting the lesson, let's discuss the learning objectives. Students will be able to understand that some objects were not used 50-60 years ago. Objects change over time. Name the things that has changed with time. So what's the purpose of this lesson? That after this lesson you will understand that some things were not used 60-70 years ago. Like people grow older with the time, objects also change over time. Then you will be able to name some things that has changed with the passage of time. My dear students, open page number 27. Look here. Please write day Tuesday. T should be capital. Look at the spellings carefully. At the top left, make a line with the scale. Underline it and then write Tuesday. 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 Give some space. Write classwork. C should be capital. Again give some space and then write 19th January, 2021 2021. So be careful, don't write 2020. The year has been changed, so you have to write here 2021. Okay, and J should also be capital. I hope you have written the day and date properly. My dear students, before doing the work, let's have a look on some pictures. As you know, in unit number 7, we have read that Dada has shown few pictures to Hiba, and those pictures were of Dada's childhood. From those pictures, we came to know that life of people 50, 60 or 60, 70 years ago, it was totally different from the life we are living now. Okay, many things have been changed, and we came to know that with the passage of time or with the time, the people grow older. And not only there are changes in people, but there are changes in objects also. There are changes in buildings, cities, our surroundings, and many objects. Sometimes there are changes in the things that are already in the use of people, and sometimes due to the progress of science, new things are invented for us. That's why our surroundings and the things that we use on a daily basis, they change. Now look here, there some cars have been shown to you. Now what's the difference in these cars? Look at the first car. This car was used by people in 1972, and this is the car that people used in 2010. Now look here, from 1972 till 2012 there was lots of difference in these two cars, in their structure, their speed, okay, each and everything, their functions, their machinery. Then in between, the car's model kept changing. In 1982 it was different, in 1988, 1995 and 2003 they were different, but the modern car looked like this in 2010. Okay, so with the passage of time, the car's shape, structure has been changed. Now if we look here, means 30-40 years ago cars were in people's use, but it was modified with the passage of time. Okay, now look here, there are two pictures. Look at this house. This house shows the building structure of the houses 60-70 years ago. Okay, people used to build houses like this. Now look here, and if you look over this picture shows the house that people build nowadays. Okay, it's the modern form of house. So with the passage of time, the building and structures of building also change. Okay, now look here, their construction, their style of construction, each and everything has been changed with the passage of time. So it means that with the passage of time, things and buildings also change. Now look here. If you look here, there are some models of telephone. What does this picture show? This is the telephone. This is how the telephone looked like when it was invented many years ago. Okay. Then after some years, when the science progressed, it changed its form. Then it came into this form. Then this one, and finally it changed into a cell phone. Okay. Now if you talk about 60-70 years ago, there was telephone in people's use, but it looked like this. But with the passage of time, it kept on changing due to progress of science and technology. And in the last, nowadays, if we talk about present, means nowadays, now we use cell phones. Okay, we hardly see any telephone in someone's house now. In your house also, you will observe that your parents, your brothers, sisters, your aunts, uncles, they all use cell phones. Each person has his own mobile phone. Okay, but some years ago, when the cell phone was not invented, people used to have only one phone at home, and everyone used to talk with that phone. But now, as the time has been changed, our living style has been changed, our lifestyle has been changed. Now cell phones are very common. Okay, everyone use cell phone. It's the easy access for all people to communicate with each other. Okay, my dear students, now here are few things which you need to understand, that some years ago people had fun, but the mean of fun was different. Okay, like if you remember Dada's photo, when Dada was small, did he have telephone, mobile phones, or TV or laptops? No. How did he spend his free time? They used to go to the parks, they used to go to the beach, and they used to ride bicycle. Okay, and how did they travel? In rickshaws, and that rickshaw was pulled by a man. But if you talk about now, if you compare yourself with your grandparents, how do you uh, spend your free time? You are living in the modern time. So how do you spend your free time? You spend your free time on cell phones, laptops, playing games on iPads. Okay, so this is the difference between the people who lived 60-70 years ago, means as a child, and you as a child, how you are spending your free time. So there are lots of changes. Now my dear students, come to page number 27. So you have understood well that objects and people change over time, and there were some objects that were not used 50-60 years ago. Objects change over time. Okay, now look here, let's start the written work. Please write very carefully. Okay, write properly, your pencils should be sharp, and please write neat and follow the instructions properly. How life has changed. Cross or tick what your grandparents had when they were little. Okay, now as we have seen Dada's life when he was little, which things he had when he was a little boy. So keep those things in mind, and then you have to put a tick or cross. Look here, they have done one example for you. A computer, this is a computer, and in front of it there is a block. So when your grandparents were little, did they have computers? No. So there is a cross. Please, your cross should be inside the block. Don't make a big cross that it goes out of the block. Please do the work properly. Okay, now let's move toward the first picture. This is the picture of books, and here it's written books and there is a block. So can you tell, when your grandparents were little, did they have books? Now you have to write here. Now you have to put here a cross or a tick. Write your answer over here. Now move over here. TV. TV is the mean of modern lifestyle or old lifestyle. Keep these things in your mind by looking at this picture, that whatever you are watching, that thing is the mean of old lifestyle or modern lifestyle. So look here, TV. Why do we use TV? To spend our free time. So keep in mind, when your grandparents, or if, as we have seen Dada in unit number 7, when he was little, did they have TV? How did he spend his old time? So by keeping those things in mind, you have to put a tick or a cross in this block. Now again, come towards the next picture. What is this? This is a mobile phone, and mobile phone is the mean of communication. Okay, now as I have already told you, there is lots of change and variation in mobile's structure. Okay, how did it look like now and in old times? So keep those things in mind and put here, write down your answer, that what will come here, a cross or a tick. Then look here, what is this? This is a mean of transport, a road transport. This bicycle, yes, it's used for moving here and there on road. So a bicycle. So there is a block, you have to put a tick or cross that a bicycle was used by our grandparents when they were little or not. Okay, now look here, this is a big car, a car. So you have to keep in mind, a car was used by your grandparents when they were little or not. If you remember, we have read few things about the cars in the chapter also, okay, in the unit number 7 also, and I have also told you few things about the cars in the start of the lesson. Now keep those things in your mind and please put a tick or cross whether it's correct that your parents had it when they were little or not. Okay, again repeat the options: books, a TV, a mobile phone, a bicycle, or a car. Now move towards the next question. Grandparents, please write here what has changed since you were little. Now this is the question that you are asking to your grandparents. Okay, you have to ask from your grandparents, means it's just you have to imagine it that you are asking it from your grandparents, that please write here what has changed since you were little. Now you are doing the assessment. Keep in mind, if you ask this question to your grandparents, what would they answer? Please write here what has changed since you were little. Here you is referring to your grandparents. Okay, now imagine when your grandparents were little, which things has been changed from their childhood till now. Okay, which things they were not having as a child, which you are having as a child nowadays. Okay, we have already discussed it in the start of this lesson, so keep those things here in things in your mind and please write down here, write properly and neat. Okay, and my dear students, you can write answer in with numbering also, and you can write in a form of a sentence as well. Okay, it's your choice, but you have to write names of few things which has been changed since your grandparents were little. Okay, now you can recall Hiba and Dada's conversation also. Okay, what they talked about, what Dada has shown her to in her Hiba in the pictures. Okay, and then you can write here which things has been changed since your grandparents were little. Okay, my dear students, so there are many things which has been changed, and there are lots of things which has been changed when people used 60-70 years ago, and which people are using nowadays. Okay, my dear students, now move toward question number B. Again, my dear students, I am telling you, please write very neatly and properly. Okay, because your work carries marks. When you will come back to school, this work will be checked by me. Okay, my dear students, now move toward question B. Now here you need a scale also, so take out your scale. Your pencil should be sharp. Okay, now my dear students, look here, match. Here two captions are given: 50 or 60 years ago, nowadays. Now they have shown you some pictures, and they have shown how few things look like when we see them in the pictures that were used by people 50 or 60 years ago. And here are the pictures of few things which people are using nowadays. Now look here, what is the first option? First option is a house. Okay, and if you look here, which thing is also which picture is of house? Yes, this one. So they have done it already for you. This house has been matched with this house in this column. Similarly, you have to match the other things shown here with the images of the things shown here. Now the next picture is of a car. A car, they have written in front of it. There is a house, they have written a house. A car. This is a telephone, and this is a camera. Now my dear students, do you see car and telephone and camera, this type of camera nowadays? No. Why? Because it was used 50 or 60 years ago by the people. Okay, so a house, a car, a telephone, a camera. Now look here again, this is written nowadays. Now this is the picture of a telephone. Okay, now this is how the telephone looks like nowadays, and this is the modern form of a camera. This is a house, and this is a modern you can say model of a car. Okay, my dear students, now what you have to do, take out your scale, and now look here, a car. You have to match here your car. This is the old model of a car, and you have to match that. How does a car look like nowadays? Does it look like this, or this one? Next is a telephone. Again, you have to see and match. Please, again I am saying you draw the line properly with by using a scale. Okay, so that your work will look neat and good. Now look here, telephone. Telephone looks like this, or this nowadays. The last option is of camera. So see again, a camera looks like this one picture, this picture, or this one. Okay, so be very careful, make lines and match these pictures with the pictures given over here, that how did they look like 50 or 60 years ago, and how do they look like nowadays. My dear students, I hope you have understood it well. Let me revise it for you again. In question number A, first there are some pictures have been given for you, and there are some blocks, and you have to put a cross or tick in front of those pictures which your grandparents had when they were little. Then in next question they have asked, please write here what has changed since you were little. Here you means your grandparents. Okay, they are not talking to you. They have asked a question from your grandparents, so you have to write few things which has been changed with the passage of time. Now look at question number B. You have to match the objects given here with the objects in the right column. Okay, these are the things that are used nowadays, and these are the things that were used 50 or 60 years ago. Now my dear students, please be very careful, and I hope you will do neat and good work. So take good care of your health. Allah Hafiz.